So today, 18th of May 2020, we have Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Text 6 for recitation. So by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Vaishnavas around, we are in a position to continue the study of Srimad Bhagavatam under Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी यथा पुनः स्वेखमिदं निवेश्य सेते गुहायां सन्निवृत्तवृत्तिः योगेश्वराधीश्वर एक एतत् अनुप्रविष्टो बहुधा यथासीत् यथा as much as Punaha, again, Sway in his, Khe from the space, Virat Rupa, Idam, this, Niveshya, entering into, Sete, lies down, Guhayam, within the universe, Saha, he, the personality of Godhead, Nivirta, without endeavor, Brityahi, means of livelihood, Yoga Ishwaraha, the master of all mystic powers, Adi Ishwaraha, proprietor of everything, Ekaha, one without a second, Eta, this, Anupravishyataha, entering afterwards, Buddha, by innumerable, Yatha, as much as, Asit, exist. Translated the purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He lies down on his own heart, is spread in the form of the sky, and thus placing the whole creation in that space. He expands himself into many living entities which are manifested as different species of life. He does not have to endeavor for his maintenance because he is the master of all mystic powers and the proprietor of everything. Thus, he is distinct from the living entity. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshumritamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovishtama Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Supatantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Shita Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Sabadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana ललिता श्री विशाखान वितांचा हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ब्रह्मणे देवाय गो ब्राह्मणिताय च जगदिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः गोविन्दाय नमो नमः गोविन्दाय नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे यथा पुनः स्वेखमिदं निवेश्य सेते गुहायां सन्निवृत्तवृत्तिः योगेश्वराधीश्वर एक एतत् अनुप्रविष्टो बहुधा यथासीत्. So, we are hearing Vidura putting forward a question to his spiritual master, Maitreya Muni, and he is giving the detail about Lord Sri Krishna so that Maitreya Muni could expand it. He is saying, though he lies down on his own heart, spread in the form of the sky. So here, the heart of the Lord is the sky, and the sky is unlimited. You cannot find the end of it. You can find the end of the Pacific Ocean or Indian Ocean, but there is no way you can find the end of the sky. Unsurmountable, unlimited. No way. He expanded himself into the many living entities. Mamevanso, Jivaloka Jivabhuta Sanadana. And what he says? Aham Bija Prada Pita. And these living entities which are manifested as different species of life. 8.4 million species that are known to us. In other lokas, we have no idea really. We are only talking the four-headed Brahma. He does not have to endeavor for his maintenance. And look at us. We are made in the image of God. But if we don't endeavor, we'll die. We have to endeavor. Why? Nahi kasyit chanamapi jatu tishtate akarmakrit. You can never ever sit down without doing any karma. Even when we are asleep, we are doing so many karmas. And that's what the Krishna says. Mohitam nabijanati mamebhya param abhyayam. It's really very, very difficult. We have a tiny brain, tiniest of all the brain. And Krishna is unlimited. So how can we understand? And that too, param abhyayam. Bhyam actually means we can be spent. Abhyayam means we cannot be exhausted. Because he is the master of all mystic powers and the proprietor of everything. Thus, he is distinct from the living entities. Qualitatively, jivas may be somewhat one with the Lord, but quantitatively, very infinitesimal. Like we can give an example. You take a glass of water from the sea. Now that the sample in the water has everything which constitutes the sea. But you cannot run the ship into it. You cannot run the boat into it. You cannot find the shark into it. You cannot find the million of species of Jalachara in it. So, qualitatively same, but quantity-wise we are very infinitesimal. In Sanskrit it is known as Vibhu, which has no limit. Anu, which is the smallest tiny part of it. Purpose it is known as a commentary. The question regarding creation, maintenance and destruction, which are mentioned in the many parts of Srimad Bhagavatam, are in relation to the different millenniums kalpas, and therefore they are differently described by different authorities when questioned by different students. Hari, Ananta, Hari Katha, Ananta, Sunahi, Kahahi, Bahuvidhi Santha. Because everybody has a different realization, everybody has a different approach to the Lord, everybody has been given a different kind of mindset or intelligence to analyze it, and therefore Bahuvidhi Badanti Santaha. Bahuvidhi Badanti Santaha. There is no difference regarding the creative principle and the Lord's control over them. Okay, there is no, the second thought. He is the controller and he is the origin of all. Yet, there are some differences in the minute detail because of the different kalpas. So many times we say, Ganga has come by Bhagiratha, or sometime when the Lord Vamanas to appear the spiritual world and so many things. So, same thing, Ganga came down, different kalpas, different kind of advent. The gigantic sky is the material body of the Lord. So if somebody wants to say, show me the Lord, tell him, look up in the sky. That's the body of the Lord. What more do you want? That's the end of it, isn't it? Here it is. And this sky is known as the Virat Rupa as per Srila Prabhupada. And not material creation are the resting on the sky. Surya, Chandra, Tara, all Graha, everything in the sky. They are floating their own orbit. They have a different axis, different movement and rotation, and going on from time immemorial as far as you are concerned. But though the material world has a beginning and an end, but the material was always there and will be always annihilated. Visrajami punha punha. 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, beginning from the sky, the first material manifestation to the gross vision, down to the earth, everything is called Brahman. Sarvam khalu is a Brahma. Sarvam khalu that we see is the energy of the Lord. Maybe your offspring, your parents, your friends, your job, your car, your house, whatever is there. Sarvam khalu is the Brahma. That's the energy of the Lord. Some are active energy in Jiva, some are inactive energy. Then in the inactive one, some are Chala, some are Chala. There is nothing but the Lord, and He is one without a second. The living entities are the superior energies, whereas the matter is the inferior energy. We call Chala and Achala. And the combination of these energies bring about the manifestation of this material world, which is in the heart of the Lord. Again, all within the Lord. So He is the master. Now somebody will definitely say, well, how Lord was born? Very common question. What does He eat? Where does He live? Naham vashami vaikunte na yoginam hirdaye cha yatra gayanti mad bhakta tatram tishtami narada. In this association, Krishna is a prakata. In other one, he is a prakata. Like we say, in every atom there is a God. He is aprakata. But when his glorification is going on, then he is a prakata. And by his prakata, by his presence, everyone feels elated. Everyone feels very enthusiastic. Everybody enjoys. Everybody raises their hand and claps. Because Krishna is there. In his Nama Rupa and also in his form that can only be recognized by the Jiva within the heart. So Uddhava is confirming, I know about this. I know about this. Furthermore, last question to his Gurudeva. Number 7. Kriyadan vidyate dvijago shuranam Kshemaya karmanyavatar bhedai Manona tripyatyapi sarvatamna Shusholoka maulaisharita mirtani. Kriyadan, manifesting pastime. Vidyate, he performs. Dvija, twice born. Go, cow. Shuranam, of the demigods. Kshemaya, welfare. Karmani, transcendental activity. Avatara, incarnations. Vedaihi, differently. Manaha, mind. Na, never. Tripyati, satisfies. Api, in spite of. Saranavatam, continuously hearing, na our Sulukha auspicious, Muleha of the Lord, Charita characteristics, Amirtani Andai. Translation purport. You may narrate also about the auspicious characteristic of the Lord in his different incarnation for the welfare of the twice born. Kirtavan kila karmani saharamena kesava. Same kind of question was asked by the sages Naimisharanya to Sutta Goswami. Saharamena kesava. Why has he come to play the pastime with the Baladeva? Here also same, but here he is saying this will benefit the twice born. Means the Brahmanas, so that they could know Brahma. Brahma janati Brahmana. The cows and the demigods go Brahmana hitaya cha, but here Deva is also added. Go Brahmana Deva hitaya cha. Our minds are never satisfied completely. You see, the mind of the devotees are never satisfied even after hearing continuous Harikatha. As I think I was giving an example yesterday, I don't recollect. As we are never satisfied by accumulating money. Doesn't matter whether riyal or the dollar or the euro or rupees or yuan or whatever the name you can read, doesn't matter how much it comes. In hundreds, in thousands, in millions, in trillions, in billions, vayam na vitrupyama. Similarly, in the similar fashion, the devotee, after hearing Katha, they never satisfied. They want more. You know, there is an advertisement, no? Dil mange more. See, we never satisfied, right? Or, if suppose somebody wants to glorify us, we never satisfied our glorification. Go on, go on, go on. Prabhu, I am giving a chance, Prabhu, to tell about me. Go on. You, Prabhu, you have not spoken whatever. You have not spoken about me anything. We like to hear it. Vitna bitar pyama, we never satisfy. But they are mundane. But the devotees, they love machitta madagata prana. Ramayanti cha, tushanti cha. How? Bodhayantam. By conversing about parasparam among themselves. Because everybody has something to add. Even any Makhancho Leela, if there are 2 million Vaishnavas, they will describe 2 million times. Because it is Apaurusheya. That's the reason. Although we continuously hear of transcendental activities, a week before or a few days before, he had already heard many things from Uddhava. Isn't it? A nutshell, heard about him. But na vitrapyama. No. I need more. As I am saying the same thing again, dil mange more. Prabhupada says, the Lord appears in this universe in different incarnations like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Nrsimha. We discussed the big list yesterday. He manifests his different transcendental activities for the welfare of the twice born. Now, every incarnation have a specific purpose. They have come for a specific job. Parsuram has come here to unmoolan this Prithvi from the Kshatriyas. That's it, no other job. He never preached. Or Matsya came over here to save the Vedas, no other job. Varaha came over here only to pick the earth from the Garbhotaka ocean, no other job. Nrsimhadev came up over here to chastise Hiranyakashipu and deliver Prahlada. A specific job. Rama also had to kill Ravana is one, but he also did little more here and there. Went to Dankaranya, having friendship with the the Kevata, friendship with Nishada, and he had a friendship with the untouchables. Why? Some others, for him, all is part and parcel. Prabhupada say, and he manifests his different transcendental activities for the welfare of the twice-born, the cows and the demigod. The Lord is directly concerned with the twice-born or civilized man. The civilized man is one who has taken the birth, twice birth. Even the birds, also known the twice-born. First from egg, and then hatching from the egg. Similarly, a human being, first they have taken birth from the embryo of the mother, and then samskarat bhavi dvijaha. Then after doing the proper samskara, they become dvijaha. So actually it is second life. All those who are dvija sitting over there, it is our second life, not first life. First life was only embryo of the mother. A living entity takes birth in this mundane world due to the union of the male and female. A human being is born due to the union of the mother and father and mother. But a civilized human being has another birth by contact with the spiritual master, who becomes the actual father. The father and mother of the material body are so only in one birth. And in the next birth, the father and mother may be different couple. But the bona fide spiritual master, as the representative of the Lord, is the eternal father, because of the spiritual master has the responsibility to lead the disciple to the spiritual salvation or the ultimate goal of life. Therefore, a civilized man must be twice born. Otherwise, he is no more than the lower animal. Janmanam jayate sudraha samskarat bhavit dvijaha. Such Prabhupada is saying, confirming, the spiritual master, not only for this body, but Janmani. And he'll keep coming in a different form until he rescues us. So forget about ourselves. Please take care of the gurus. That he should not be coming back here to rescue us every now and then. So let us develop a character. Let us develop the mood. Let us have the desire to make it the last birth, so no troubling the Guru at all. Furthermore, Prabhupada says, the cow is the most important animal for developing the human body to perfection. The body can be maintained by any kind of food stuff, but the cow's milk is particularly essential for developing the finer tissues of the human brain, so that one can understand the intricacies of transcendental knowledge. Nowadays, the child is not given the breast milk. The mother, they make sure that within a month and a half, they just stop it, because they may lose their body. So what they do them, they give them the milk in bottle. And the boy and the girl become so accustomed to the bottle, when they grow up, they become Botalananda. Understand? They become Botalananda. Then they only deal with the bottle here and bottle there. Now, some will Coca-Cola bottle, some Pepsi bottle, some may be a Limca bottle, and some other Sivas Regal, 3X Rum, White Horse, Watt 69. Amazing, isn't it? I know their name. Don't ask me question. A civilized man is expected to live on the foodstuff comprising the fruits, vegetables, grain, sugar, and milk. The bull help in the agriculture process for producing grain, etc. And thus, in one sense, the bull is the father of mankind, whereas the cow is another mother. So, he supplies the milk to human society. A civilized man is therefore expected to give all protection to the bulls and cows. But you know what's a beautiful thing? If someone tells us, hey, your father is a bull, we get angry, right? Or, oh, your mother is cow, man. What are you talking? Your mother is cow. We get angry, isn't it? And you know what? They are telling the truth. Why should we be getting angry? Yes, bull is my father. Cow is my mother. Yeah. As other day I was saying, that when you somebody tell that you are an animal, you feel very agitated and angry. But we say, oh, he is a lion. Arey Baba, lion is also animal. So what's great about it? But it's your mindset. We think the lion is the better animal because he is called the king of the jungle. All these animals, they never call him king. He is himself never proclaim as the king, but we are telling he is the king. He doesn't know, poor fellow, that he is a king. So, if somebody tells you that you are a child of a cow and bull, please don't feel bad. At the same time, if somebody wants to ridicule, you can pick up your Sudarshan Chakra. You have to defend. You can pick up your Sudarshan Chakra. It doesn't mean that, okay, you say whatever you want to say, I'll not do anything. What will happen? Lord Krishna told Duryodhana that, look, if you don't listen to me, there the consequences will be very grave. Krishna could have said, right? Sama sarvesu bhutesu. It's okay, no problem, don't worry about it. You should not worry about it. He said, no. You pick up the weapon for protecting yourself. And what are you? You are the temple of a Vishnu. You must protect it. But if jokingly somebody say, that's okay. But otherwise, if somebody try to blaspheme our Guru, our God, our scripture, remove that, exhibit that thunderbolt in you, so that they'll never be able to repeat those things again. We have to learn both from Bhagavad Gita. We should be as calm as possible and we should be as aggressive as possible. So, protection of dharma. Dharman dharma rakshati, dharma dharma rakshati. Okay, so both. Furthermore, the last paragraph, I'll just go quickly. The Lord pastime for the protection of twice-born civilized men, the cows and the demigod are all transcendental. A human being is inclined to hear good narrations and the stories, and therefore there are so many books, magazines and newspapers on the market to satisfy the interest of developed soul. Uma the jana abhagi harityaji हुआ हूँ विषय अनुरागी. उमा ते जना अति अभागी विषय तजी हुई हूँ अनुरागी. हरि तजी हुई अनुरागी. Now these magazines, magazines about the film star and about the politician and about so many things, and we spend time and we want to learn about it, and what do we gain out of it? Nothing. Because it's stale and people do not take any interest in reading such literature repeatedly. In fact, newspapers are read for the less than 1 hour and then thrown in the dustbin as rubbish. In case is similar with all mundane literature, but the beauty of the transcendental literature like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam is that they never become old. So many times somebody came to Srila Prabhupada and they told Srila Prabhupada, you charge money for your magazines and you charge money for your handouts and, for book, you're charging money. You're a sadhu, why you didn't need to charge? Prabhupada laughed. He said, if I give you free, you'll put that in the dustbin. But if I charge you $10 for a book, you'll never throw it because you're hard-earned money. You will keep it. You might not be able to read it. You may not find to read it. Somebody sometime will read it. So that's why I must charge money. And I don't charge less money, I charge more. The more the money you pay, the more thing will preserve. So sometime we have to tell the people, Prabhuji, though this is free, but if you can make some donation. Oh, the time has come to promote. I got so many videos. If any one of you want to buy from me, let me collect some money. The reason so that you see it, you don't throw it. The price, of course, as much as you can pay. But the beauty of the transcendental literature like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is that they never become old. They have been read in the world by civilized man for the last 5,000 years, and they have never become old. They are ever fresh to the learned scholar and devotees. And even by daily repetition of these verses, Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, there is no satiation for devotees like Vidura. Vidura might have heard the pastime of the Lord many, many times before. He met Maitreya, but still he wanted the same narrations to be repeated because he was never satiated by hearing them. That is the transcendental nature of the Lord's glorious. Taba kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi viriditam kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Srimadadatam Bhuvi Granahanti Te Bhurida Jana Bhurida Jana Bhurida Jana. Take your example, no? You are also hearing these kathas over and over again. You never go to sleep. You never go out for a walk. You say, no, there is a satsanga going on. Let me sit for 1 hour, half an hour. And if you never enjoy, I guarantee you will never come next time. And any pretext. Oh, because of office work, because of this, because of that, because of that. There are many because. But we just have only one cause, that I have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So with this, ends of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Text 6 and 7, by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Krishna.